Okay, Ericka, so you sat down with a couple, walked them through some of this hard money conversation stuff and getting them on the same page. So let's take a look at that session.
Well, good to meet you, LaKiesha and Marvin. So glad we're here.
Hello,
Yes,
how are
it's
you?
nice to meet you as well.
Yes. So I'm here just to kind of see what's going on in your finances. So I just want to hear a little bit about your backstory and why it's important for you to reach out and get some help in your finances right now.
I think for me, we're newlyweds. We've both been married before. We wanted to ensure that, we are making the best financial decision choices for our family so that we don't, stand in the gap of potentially facing divorce just because of financial strain. We have a blended family of 4, and we have children that are going to be starting school soon.
Got it. So tell me about what's broken, what's not working in your finances right now that you need some help on.
I would say tackling student loan debt.
And then just to add to that, just managing the decisions of how to handle finances, taking care of our debts, but at the same time, making sure that we're able to have a life, have a marriage, and then have time with the children as well.
Yes. So what I hear you saying is you want to make sure that it works for your family.
Yes.
You want to make certain that you have some balance, some family time, that you can make some memories, and you want to get out of debt. And I love that because you need to be able to enjoy the journey out of debt. That's important. It's important to know that you can do it on a plan, on a budget, and it's not derailed along the way, right?
Absolutely.
So that's important. That's important. So, okay, brass tacks, do you have a budget?
Yes.
Yes, we do. Actually, believe it or not, we still some things that we like, okay, we feel like we can tweak. If maybe we get some assistance, we feel like we can actually make more headway than we're already making.
So what's working in the budget now that you've decided to get a part of it? And I want to make certain that we get to what isn't working so you can have some solutions for success.
I would say, what is working right now is that we do have weekly meetings and we're able to, review it, talk about it. I think right now we just need to find a way to kind of avalanche the current debt that we have.
So we haven't really figured out how to just make it one snowball payment without making, weekly payments and payments here and there. And the reason why we do it weekly is because the checks are different and different bills. And so it kind of helps us to not feel like we got extra money for that particular week and know how to allot it.
Yeah.
My safety is having at least 1 month reserved.
Okay.
1 month of our income, because if I, lose my contract, trying to go and find work again, it's fearful for me.
So let me give you one suggestion right here is I would do the entire month. So all 30 days, all the bills for 30 days, all the spending for 30 days, all the income for 30 days prior to the month starting. And then before you even break it out by spending plan, how much is supposed to go to debt reduction. Because you want to be intentional. You want to make certain that all extra funds that you can are going towards debt, but you don't want it to be the very last thing you do, right? And that's how you can see the whole month, the whole 30 days right there beforehand, and then you know what you're heading into, and it's not the last resort. So I did hear you say that you are self-employed, or you're a contract worker.
So, I work a typical 40-hour week for my contract, but I think where we kind of fall is okay, we have a budget for what we want to spend for groceries for the month, but that money may not be truly free until the end of the month based on our bill dates.
And that's kind of what coaching is about, is just kind of understanding what your household needs. And it sounds like with you trying to get out of debt, you need a budget that actually works for you guys, and you're being proactive. I think we need to take this back a little bit. You might need to get some cushion for 2 weeks. Don't be so, it's this week and these bills. I think we need to bring that back at least 2 weeks and look at the whole month and see if you can get ahead a little bit so it's not that feast and famine. It kind of feels that way.
I think that's a fair compromise to say, okay, yeah, let's at least do a month so that if anything comes, we at least say, okay, we have about 30 days for, us to kind of go through this. And we haven't had to use it, but if it helps her mind, then it helps our marriage.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
it helps her,
Look at that good husband right there. Well, but you said a couple things. This is motivation for you to get out of debt because you do not want to live on the edge where you're constantly concerned about, oh my gosh, what if I lose my income, my job, right? Using it to motivate you to get out of debt faster is super duper important. Yeah. So I've been asking you a lot of questions. What questions do you have for me? Because I want to make certain that those get answered.
Well, here's one. So, there's the nerd and then there's a free spirit. I can be both. What suggestion would you give when you kind of feel like you want to have a free spirit moment, but you're thinking about the goal and you're like, and you don't want to create tension in the house, and so, just kind of, I would say, speak to that.
I'm going to speak on it relationally and some of the technicalities. I'll do the technicalities first. One is you need some cushion. Making certain that you have some wiggle room helps reduce the stress around, can I do this or can I do this?
Absolutely.
You've built in the opportunity to say yes to some stuff that comes up throughout the month. Relationally on that piece, though, I think timing is important. I think not making a big, super huge, long budget, symposium on one small issue is important, and building in that wiggle room. So I think we have to just be willing to be open to conversations with our spouse when sometimes it might feel uncomfortable. Hey, I want to spend this. Is that okay? Right? So just know that that's okay. And I think you just have to set yourself up so later on it becomes something that is just natural. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good deal. Well, this was awesome. I hope that you got something out of it. How do you feel?
Great.
That's great. I think this was very helpful. And I could definitely see how coaching could definitely benefit us in this journey of being debt-free.
Awesome. Thank you so much. This was
Thank
great.
you.
This was awesome. Thank you.
Ericka, that was so great because that's a perfect example of what it looks like to sit down with a Ramsey preferred coach, that third party to come in and help with these conversations about money because it can be really difficult. And for all of you, I made a little cheat sheet for 6 money talks every couple needs to have. So make sure you download those in my show notes. Okay, Ericka, all your years of sitting down with couples, why do you think talking about money is so difficult? Why do people avoid these conversations?
Talking about money is vulnerable. I mean, a lot of people do not want to unmask and tell it all and share all the details, and they just feel like something's going to get taken away from them. And so it's important that people understand that they can have a safe space and they can create that. And that part makes it a little bit easier.
Ooh, that something's going to be taken away from them. That's good. Because the couple that's like, I want a budget. The person that doesn't, it's like, you're going to take away all my fun. What are you doing? What are you doing?
That's exactly right.
Oh, okay. So I want to know, because I don't get to do it very often, but sitting down, one-on-one with people and hearing their stories and walking them through different sessions throughout their life of getting them to this place, you get to see the light bulb go on.
Yeah.
And so what's that been like?
Oh, it's fun. It's fun. And I repeat it for them. When I see the light bulb go on, I say, I heard you say that this made a difference. Or I heard you say that for the first time you have a credit card paid off. And I repeat it. And then I make certain that they, illuminate it so that they can sink it in, you know what I mean? And revisit that and know, okay, I've made a difference in my finances. It's just awesome.
So that's the fun side, of course.
It is.
But what's the side that, like, when it's not clicking, what does that feel like?
Yeah, well, for me, it's tough because I want to plant the seeds and I want them to take action and I want to see the results. And sometimes they have to do the homework. And sometimes the homework's hard. And, it's easier for me to just lay out a few bullet points of here's some talking points. Let's figure out how to do that on your own and let's come back and revisit that next time we meet. So just making sure to encourage them in the right direction.
I love it. It's not pressure of like, you have to do this right now.
Yeah.
It really is integrating wise financial principles with their story, their situation, and doing it so well, which you do. You're amazing. So Thank you, Ericka. Thanks for being on. And all your wisdom that you've given to hundreds and maybe even thousands of couples across America. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.